Every morning, before the world speaks to you, before noise, pressure, and expectations rush in, you are given a quiet moment of power. Most people sleep through it, some waste it, but a few learn to use it. This moment decides how your day will feel, how your mind will respond, and how your life will slowly take shape. The truth is simple but powerful. The way you speak to yourself in the morning becomes the way you live. Before the world tells you who you should be, you get the first word. And that first word matters more than you think. When you wake up, your mind is open. It is not yet filled with fear, comparison, or stress. It is like fresh soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant doubt, doubt grows. If you plant strength, strength grows. If you plant calm, calm follows you. But if you do nothing, the world will plant for you. Social media, news, people, problems, and pressure will rush in and take control. That is why mornings are sacred. Not because they are quiet, but because they are powerful. Most people wake up and immediately give their power away. They check their phone, they scroll, they compare their life to others. They react instead of choosing. Without realizing it, they let the outside world design their inner world. And then they wonder why they feel tired, anxious, and lost before the day even begins. But this does not have to be you. You can choose differently. You can take control. Plemmed, the first truth you must remind yourself of every morning is simple. You are in charge of your inner world. Your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions, your mindset, these are your responsibility, not your past, not other people, not your circumstances. You are not here to be controlled by every emotion that passes through you. You are here to lead yourself. Lance, when you tell yourself that you are the architect of your inner world, something shifts inside you. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of your mood or your situation. You stop saying, "This day ruined me," and start saying, "I choose how I respond." This does not mean life becomes easy. It means life becomes manageable. It means you stop letting chaos live inside you. Your inner world is like a house. If you leave the doors open, anything can walk in. Fear, anger, jealousy, stress, regret. But when you take responsibility, you choose what stays and what leaves. You choose peace over panic, awareness over reaction, breath over anger. You learn to pause instead of explode. You learn to respond instead of react. Some days will still be hard. Storms will still come. Problems will still come. Problems will still appear. But when your inner world is built with intention, those storms do not destroy you. They pass. You remain standing. You stop breaking every time life applies pressure. You become grounded, steady, calm. This is not about being emotionless. It is about being aware. You still feel, you still care, but you no longer let emotions control your actions. You lead them instead. And every morning, when you remind yourself that you are the architect of your inner world, you lay one more brick of strength. The second truth is even more important, especially in a world that constantly judges, compares, and labels. Nothing and no one outside you determines your worth. Not your job, not your money, not your looks, not your past, not your mistakes, not people's opinions. Many people spend their whole lives trying to feel worthy. They chase approval, they chase praise, they chase attention, they chase success, thinking that one day they will finally feel enough. But that day never comes, because worth does not come from outside. It never has. You were worthy before you achieved anything. You were worthy before you failed. You were worthy before anyone noticed you. Your worth is not something you earn. It is something you remember. Benz, when you depend on outside validation, you become fragile. A compliment lifts you up. A criticism breaks you down. A like makes you happy. Silence makes you doubt yourself. You live on an emotional roller coaster controlled by other people. But when you decide that your worth is internal, you step off that ride. This does not make you arrogant. It makes you grounded. You no longer need to prove yourself to everyone. You no longer need to explain yourself to people who do not understand you. You no longer shrink to fit into places where you do not belong. You still grow. You still improve. You still learn. But you do it from self-respect, not self-hate. You do it because you value yourself, not because you feel worthless. When someone criticizes you, you listen without collapsing. When someone leaves, you grieve without losing yourself. When you fail, you learn without hating who you are. Because deep inside, you have already decided that your value is not up for debate. Every morning, when you remind yourself that nothing outside you determines your worth, you walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself differently. You stop begging for space and start taking it. You stop asking for permission to exist as you are. Amendments. The third truth is one most people forget, especially when life feels heavy. Everything you need is already within you. You are not missing something. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not incomplete. Bend. The world will constantly tell you that you need more. More confidence, more skills, more approval, more time, more experience. And while growth is important, the belief that you're empty without these things is a lie. Then look at your life. You have survived things you once thought would destroy you. You have endured pain, loss, disappointment, and uncertainty, and yet you are still here, breathing, thinking, learning. That strength did not come from outside. It came from within you. Inside you is resilience. Inside you is courage. Inside you is wisdom shaped by experience. Inside you is intuition that has guided you even when you did not understand the path. Inside you is a quiet strength that shows up when everything else falls apart. Bance, when you wake up and remind yourself that everything you need is already within you, you stop waiting. You stop saying, one day I will start. You stop delaying your life, thinking you are not ready. You realize that readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision. This does not mean you never ask for help. It means you stop believing that someone else must complete you. You stop giving others the responsibility of your peace. You stop thinking your happiness lives somewhere outside you. Your wounds do not make you weak. They have shaped you. Your failures do not define you. They have taught you. Your past does not disqualify you. It has prepared you. And when you carry this truth into your day, fear loses its grip. You act with more confidence, not because you know everything, but because you trust yourself to figure things out. You stop running from challenges and start meeting them with presence. And slowly you begin to remember who you are beneath the doubt, beneath the noise, beneath the fear. And when you truly accept that everything you need is already within you, the way you move through life begins to change. You stop rushing, you stop forcing, you stop chasing things that drain you. Instead, you begin to focus on how you show up in each moment. This leads to the fourth truth that can completely transform your days if you live it honestly. Today, you plant energy. You do not chase outcomes. Most people wake up already stressed about results. Will this work? Will I succeed? Will people notice me? Will I fail? Their mind jumps into the future before their feet even touch the ground. This creates pressure, anxiety, and exhaustion before the day has truly begun. But when you shift your focus from outcomes to energy, everything softens. Damned planting energy means giving your full presence to what you are doing right now. It means showing up with honesty, effort, and care without obsessing over what you will get in return. You stop measuring your worth by results and start measuring it by integrity. You stop asking, what will this bring me? And start asking, am I showing up fully? Menace outcomes are never fully in your control. You can prepare, work hard, and stay disciplined, but life still has its own timing. When you chase outcomes, you fight reality. When you plant energy, you flow with it. You give your best and let go of the rest. This does not mean you stop having goals. It means you stop letting goals control your peace. You still work, you still build, you still dream, but you are no longer desperate. You are no longer attached to immediate results. You trust that what you plant with intention will grow in time. Some days you will see progress. Other days it will feel like nothing is happening, but growth is often invisible before it becomes visible. Roots grow in silence, strength builds quietly. Just because you cannot see results yet does not mean your effort is wasted. When you live this way, anxiety loses its power. You stop overthinking every step. You stop fearing mistakes. You stop burning yourself out trying to control everything. You breathe more. You move with clarity. You become patient with the process. People who plant energy instead of chasing outcomes are grounded. They are steady. They are not easily shaken by delays or setbacks. They understand that life is not a race, but a rhythm. And when you move in rhythm, you last longer, you grow deeper, you stay whole. This mindset changes how you work, how you speak, and how you connect with others. You listen more, you react less, you stop trying to impress and start trying to be present. And presence is powerful. People feel it. Opportunities respond to it. Life aligns with it. When you stop chasing, you become magnetic. When you stop forcing, things begin to flow. When you stop proving yourself, your authenticity becomes your strength. This is not magic. This is alignment. Dumburners, as you carry these truths into your morning, something else begins to happen. Your mornings stop being rushed and start becoming intentional. Even a few quiet minutes become enough to reset your entire day. You no longer wake up in survival mode. You wake up with awareness across history, across cultures, across spiritual traditions. Mornings have always been seen as powerful, not because of productivity, but because of clarity. Early hours were meant for alignment, reflection, and intention. People understood that how you begin the day shapes how you live it. In many ancient traditions, the morning was a time to reconnect with the self before engaging with the world. Silence was respected, breath was honored, words were chosen carefully. People knew that the first thoughts of the day were seeds. Even today, modern psychology confirms this truth. The mind is most open and impressionable in the morning. What you tell yourself at that time becomes a filter for everything that follows. If you start the day with fear, you see fear everywhere. If you start with calm, challenges feel manageable. If you start with purpose, distractions lose their power. This is why your morning words matter. They are not just motivation. They are instructions to your nervous system. They tell your body whether it is safe or under threat. They tell your mind whether to relax or defend. Tilbend. When you wake up and remind yourself that you are in charge of your inner world, that your worth is not external, that everything you need is within you, and that your job is to plant energy, not chase outcomes, you send a powerful signal to your entire system. You tell yourself that you are grounded. You tell yourself that you are capable. You tell yourself that today does not need to be perfect to be meaningful. Pombrand, over time, these reminders stop being words and start becoming identity. You no longer have to force calm. You become calm. You no longer chase confidence. You embody it. You no longer search for peace. You carry it. Banjas, this does not mean you will never struggle. It means you will struggle differently. You will struggle with awareness instead of panic, with patience instead of self-attack, with trust instead of fear. And slowly you begin to notice something beautiful. Life still challenges you, but it no longer controls you. People still have opinions, but they no longer define you. Results still matter, but they no longer own your peace. You start to live from the inside out instead of the outside in. And that is where real strength is born. Before you move on with your day, pause for a moment. Do not rush past this. Take a slow breath. Feel yourself here. This is your reminder that your life is not happening somewhere else. It is happening now. And you have more control than you think. Starting tomorrow morning, choose differently. Before touching your phone, before listening to the noise of the world, give yourself a few quiet minutes. Sit with yourself, breathe, and speaks truth falling pensvi hours to a slower thing. And sit with yourself, breathe, and speak these truths slowly, clearly, and with belief. Remind yourself that you are the architect of your inner world. Decide that no one outside you gets to define your worth. Remember that everything you need is already within you. And commit to planting energy instead of chasing outcomes. Do not wait to feel ready. Do not wait for motivation. Just begin, even if your voice shakes, even if your mind doubts. Consistency matters more than perfection. 5 intentional minutes every morning can change how you think, how you act, and how you live. Dems, carry these words with you throughout the day. When stress rises, return to them. When doubt appears, repeat them. When life feels heavy, ground yourself in them. Let them guide your choices, your reactions, and your energy. And if this message spoke to you, do not keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs strength today. Save it, return to it. Let it become part of your daily rhythm. Transformation does not happen in one moment, but it begins with one decision. Mandis, as you move forward, may your mornings be calm and your mind be clear. May your heart feel lighter and your steps feel steady. May you trust yourself more deeply and doubt yourself less often. May you walk through life with confidence, patience, and quiet strength. I wish you peace in your mornings, clarity in your decisions, courage in your challenges, and joy in your journey. May you grow without pressure, succeed without fear, and rest without guilt. And may each new day remind you that you are enough, you are capable, and you are exactly where you need to be. Step forward with intention. Your day begins now.